In this lesson, we're going to set up BIM 360 to work within the team environment. Prior to setting up design collaboration, we're going to create a folder structure within document management which will replicate our team and group areas. Selecting the module selector, we can choose document management. Within the project files area, I'm going to create some groups that will organize my students into different teams. Selecting the More menu under Project Files, I'm going to add a subfolder. Here I'm going to call this Group 1, Work in Progress. I'm going to replicate this for Group 2 and Group 3. Now that I have my folder structure created, I'm now going to activate the BIM 360 Design Collaboration Service. Selecting the Module selector, then selecting Project Admin. Within the Project Admin interface, I can now select the Overview tab. This will then allow me to activate the Design Collaboration Service. Once the Design Collaboration Service is activated, I'm going to assign the service to each of the members within the project. Selecting the Members tab, I can now tick on Design Collaboration. In some instances, this will automatically be assigned to the students. You'll see here under Design Collaboration, they are all part of a membership of this service. This can be added or removed by a single click. It's good practice always to check that the correct services are assigned to the correct students. Once the service has been assigned, we can now set up and configure the team and group spaces. Selecting the Services tab, I can now begin the process of selecting the Design Collaboration on the left hand side and now creating the team spaces. First of all, we will be welcome to Design Collaboration Administration and we can click Get Started. First of all, we must choose a shared folder location. This shared folder is automatically created and becomes the common space for the project, which includes the subfolders for each team. When a team shares a package, the contents are moved into this shared folder. As a default, it will always be located under Project Files and Shared. In this example, I'm going to place it at the default location. However, you can specify a different folder location within Project Files that may represent your shared team space. Once I'm happy with the definition of the location, I can now click Continue. This has now formed the shared space. At this point, I can now add individual teams to the Design Collaboration area by selecting folders. Here I'm going to use the Select Existing Folder option, then choose Project Files and then choose Group 1. Here I'm going to add my team. I'm now going to repeat the process for Groups 2 and 3. Selecting Group 2, then Add Team. I can now finish the process by selecting Existing Folder, select Project Files and then choosing Group 3. Selecting Add Team to complete the process. Once these teams are defined, I can now use the Edit button to rename each of these teams as required. In this instance, I'm going to rename them as Architecture, MEP and Structure accordingly. We can also edit the colour of the team. Selecting the colour icon, we can then choose individual colours for the teams as required. Once we are happy, select Close to complete the process. We have now successfully created each of the team and group environments. What we can now do is control the members within each team. Hovering over to the Member tab, we can now select Member. This will then allow us to add in the teams within this environment. In this example, we are going to use role-based permissions. Selecting the drop-down, we can now select SG for Student Group. This will then add all the members that are part of Student Group 1. We can then define the permission level. In this instance, I want to have edit permissions. Selecting the Add button to complete the process. Selecting Close when done. We're now going to repeat the process for the MEP group. Again, selecting Members, then choosing the role, SG. We're now going to select Student Group 2. Again, set the permission level and then choose Add to finish the process. Selecting Close when done. Finally, we're going to configure the structure group. Selecting the drop down, we can then add in Student Group 3. Again, adjust the permission level, then select Add to complete the process. We have now successfully configured all the individual teams required within Design Collaboration. Selecting Close, and we are now complete. We can now check each of these teams within the Design Collaboration module. Selecting the module selector, then selecting design collaboration. We can now review these teams within the swim lanes. Selecting the more menu at the top, then the drop down, you will now see that each of the teams has now formed and got its own swim lane within the design collaboration service.